Hey everybody, Demonius X here. Well, here we are, the end of 2019. This was the biggest clusterfuck piece of rat shit, rat bastard motherfucker I think I've ever have been through in a very, very long time. Maybe the worst ever. This year has fucking sucked a major horse cock. And in what way? Well, plenty of ways. Let's run down the list. The three biggest ones especially. We'll start with the first one. My birthday this year. My wife had to go to the hospital. She had an infection in her foot. Had to have 3 toes amputated. You know, and that was horrible for her. Horrible for me. I mean, it was exhausting. But I did what was expected of me, of course, because that's what husbands do. Let's see. Yeah, I just remember I had this really bad... what sucked is that night that she was admitted, my leg was really hurting really bad. I don't know if I hit it or had some kind of infection of my own. I don't know what it was, but it was in my joint. Some say it was gout, and I'm like, I didn't know you could get gout in your leg, but I guess you get gout anywhere on your fucking body. So I don't know. It sucked major horse cock. Needless to say. I know I repeat myself. It's kind of a mainstay on this channel, I suppose. So, on my birthday, she was admitted to the hospital. Luckily, a friend of mine came down the day after. He took me to go see her, and she told me this, hey, don't worry about it. I'm being taken care of. It's okay. You know, have fun. It's your birthday. And while he was nice enough to take me to a few places I was able to go, I got some... I remember he took me to get beer for that weekend, and he gave me a big old bottle of Kraken. I could use one right now, to be honest. Because life right now is just so goddamn hard. I just want to... You know, it's... way shit's going. Anyway, that's besides the point. So she was in there for, I want to say a month, maybe a little longer, and then she came out. Yeah, that was in May. She came out like the second week of May, so it was about 3 weeks. She was in there, and I just was just doing the best I could, I guess. I went up there every chance I get. I can't sleep in something. Like, okay, I know most husbands would have slept on the chair while they were there with their wife, but I couldn't. I tried the first night, I really did. But first of all, I didn't have my CPAP because I need that, otherwise I'll die from sleep apnea. I know some of you keep, praying and hoping that one day you gods will just strip me away from life, and that's fine. I kind of agree with you at this point. And I just couldn't sleep. Every time I would get like closer and closer, but then I get a brain jolt, like a zolt, like a brain bolt, like a lightning bolt to the brain. I just, oh, okay. What? It was just constant, and I had this really bad pain in my fucking leg. It's hard to explain. It felt like someone was taking like a stick, went right in between my joints and my leg, and was doing this. I could see a gif of that. There you go. There you go for all you Giphies out there. Wow, my forearm's getting nice and tight. Cool. It's probably from lifting those things back there. But yeah, it felt like someone was just yammering it down. Just doing that. And, well, it was painful. To the point where just lifting my leg, like, upward, hurt so fucking bad. Like, I remember when that morning I had a friend come pick me up that lived at our old place. He had to go to school. Anyways, he was weird because he was going to an alternative school, and they didn't start school until like 10 or 11 in the morning or some shit like that. Don't ask me. I don't know too much about it. It's none of my business really. But anyways, he came and got me and took me home so I can get some rest. And then later on that night, he said he'd take me to go see her, and she made me a list of things I needed to bring up there to her, like clothes and little things to eat and whatnot. So I did that. And, well, she got out in May, and, life was, of course, difficult for her. She had to use a cane to walk now, and, when you have, like, what? Let's see, she had 3 of her toes, her 2 toes cut off. She had 3 left. And, well, and then, I'm going to be all over the place, so I apologize. Then June comes along. Our central air conditioner just died. It was one of those old ones with an A coil on it. And we were told constantly by the fucking landlord that they would fix it. And they would fix it. They would fix it. And then they stopped fixing it. So, well, we went to look up our rights. And there's landlord-tenant laws and things of that nature. And it turns out that if there is something that was in the house when you moved in there and it was in perfectly working order and they refuse to fix it, you can take it out of your rent to get it fixed. Here's the thing, though. It was going to cost, I think, $1,500 or more to get that A coil replaced. So what did we do is we went, I forgot what city it was. We found a listing on Facebook on a portable, not portable, but shit. So air conditioners you don't put in the window. Oh shit. I want to say portable air conditioner, but that doesn't sound right. I forgot the name of them. Jesus Christ. That's going to piss me off. But anyways, because like I said, I'm not with it at all right now. Anyways, it's an air conditioner that you put a hose outside and it stays on the floor. It's not a wall mounted unit. It's just, anyways, we got it for a really good price. The guy only used it like 3 times, and I'll be honest, during the summertime, it really helped keep the living room cool. It was a nice machine. So we have one of those, and to help with the situation, because it was June, and June in Oklahoma, gets scalding hot. But I will admit, this year we lucked out. It was actually not so bad in terms of heating, like the heat situation. I mean, sure. I mean, were some hot as fuck days. Don't get me wrong, but most of them were very comfortable, or at least to the point between not comfortable and comfortable. It was bullshit. Anywho, so we end up having to go to court because we refused to pay the rent because they refused to fix the fucking air conditioner, and the judge told them, our landlords, that he asked their worker, I'm trying to remember her name, she was this fat Mexican bitch, what was her fucking name? I can't think of it right now. They fired her after this, though, because I don't know if it's because she didn't appoint them well enough or whatever. No lawyers were involved. It was a civil matter with no lawyers. Anyways, she looked at the woman and said, "Lady, it's hot in Oklahoma. Now, without a proper working air conditioner, how do you think that, what do you think that trailer is worth?" And she's like, "Well, I really don't know. I don't do real estate and things of that nature." And I'm just sitting here thinking, oh my God, just tell the guy what you think it's worth without it. She's like, a couple $100. She's like, and he's like, "Lady, Oklahoma is really hot. People need air conditioning down here to be comfortable. And basically, whoever you're appointing for is ruining them of their comfort. This thing worked fine when they moved in there, and then over time it just broke. Things break. It's the trailer, from what I'm seeing, was put in there in 1999, so it's been a good amount of time, and there's something wrong with it and needed fixed. It's his job to fix it, and until he fixes it, they ain't gonna pay rent." And he looks at us, he's like, "Don't pay them rent until they fix it up." And well, me and my wife discussed after that ended, like, well, we'll just survive off our window units and go from there. But then the following day, we get a 30-day notice to quit from the landlord. So the 30 days expires. I'm trying to give you the short version because I know y'all don't want to hear all this bullshit, because it's like, okay, yeah, blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm trying to remember what happened next. The 30 days expire. And my wife's like, "No, fuck this. We are not, he ain't gonna throw us out. I'm gonna talk to the court." Anyways, so we went to court again after the 30 days. He didn't show up. Nobody showed up. So he dismissed the case, right? So there's no eviction in place now. It's been dismissed. It wasn't approved. So what happened is this jerk off gave us another date, and it was, I think, 2 weeks after that 30-day notice to quit. he basically came over to the house. He turned off the electricity and basically just acted big and bad. And I went outside and I said, I'm like, you got 2 fucking seconds to get off my property or I'm going to whoop your fucking ass. And if you call the cops, good. Because I will make sure they see me whooping your ass. Because I didn't care at that point. I was seeing red. Because he was basically at the trailer just talking shit to my wife, calling her a bad person or calling her a cunt. And I said, yeah, well, you're a cuck and your wife fucks niggers. So what are you fucking on about, you stupid bitch? He got red in the face. I'm like, what are you going to do about it? He didn't do anything, of course. Like, you come near me, I'll call the cops. I'm like, good, call the cops. I'll fuck you up right here. Stupid bitch. And then I went to go down the stairs. My wife grabbed me. She's like, Scott, don't. I'm like, Scott's dead, bitch. It's Demonius. I'm going to fuck him up. Because, you know, y'all know about my alter ego. When I get angry like that, Scott goes away. He goes to sleep. He fucks off. Demonius comes out. And, yeah, it causes problems. Needless to say. And she's like, well, whoever's in this body, calm the fuck down, go inside. And I was trying to move her out of my, I guess, from what I remember, because when I'm at that point, I don't remember jack fucking shit all that much. All I remember is I was trying to get to him. He was like, it's kind of like the Terminator, you know, that he sees a target, he's locked onto it, and he'll stop at nothing to get to that target. But from the little bit of what was there, I was trying not to hurt her to get to him. You know, in retrospect, I should have. Guy's a piece of garbage, and so is his fucking wife. Anyways, me and my wife were at that point in a basically fight or flight mode. I was having severe panic attacks. Like, I was talking, after that day, I had like 7 a day for about 4 days, and I was fucking exhausted. I didn't have any Xanax to take. I didn't have any marijuana at hand. I was just laying in bed, pale as a horse, and everyone was worried about me. Eventually, my friend down the road that I used to hang out with brought me some beer. That helped. For some reason, that always helps. You know, so does the marijuana if it's indica, and so does Xanax. But the beer helped to where I was actually functional. You know, I was given a little bit of that liquid courage. I'm in no means an alcoholic. I'm not. I like to drink a couple times a week. Sometimes, most of the time it's once a week. Other times it's twice. But other than that, I don't drink all that much, to be honest with you. It's just when the funds are there and the time is right. You know, it's like, all right, fuck it, let's get a beer. Let's get a couple beers. I mean, me and my buddy down the street used to kill 30 packs. He'd have half, I'd have the other half, and you know, he'd be actually good and drunk. Well, that's not exactly true without a little help with Fireball. Now, I couldn't drink Fireball after a point. It would make me throw up no matter what the circumstance. It's just the cinnamon. I like cinnamon in small doses, but oh my god, cinnamon whiskey, ugh. And the funny thing is, while 19, I really liked Hot Damn. That shit was dope. I used to have a few swigs of that before going to a job or hanging out with some friends that I didn't really have like close feelings for. I mean, it's complicated. Let's just put it that way. So me and my wife were in a fight or flight mode. Her and I were on Facebook looking for places that we could stay, to go at. And, well, we found this place, and we got a hold of that as soon as we could, and said and we even told the woman, because a lot of landlords don't look at evictions as a way to hire tenants, but we've explained our story to her when she showcased this place. Yeah, I know language. I know English. Right. Anyhow, so we talked to our landlord, our new landlord, and we told her about what happened with us and what's going on, and she saw my wife's foot, and she's like, this guy sounds like a piece of fucking work. And I'm like, you have no fucking idea. She's like, yeah, my wife was going to fucking clock him once. She's like, well, I hope I don't get in your bad side and then you feel the need to clock me. I'm like, unless you like act like he does, which it seems like you're not. You seem like a genuine person. You have nothing to worry about. Because apparently men have attacked her in the past. Because her and her husband owns this place, owns this community. So take that as you will. And well, we put down the security deposit, and And we were approved. She did a background check because that's usually customary down here. I'm pretty sure that's everywhere, but I'm not sure because I've only lived in Michigan and Oklahoma. So, you know, I don't know if Michigan does the same thing. Probably. I'm assuming so. You know, they have a little fee or they have to, or they consider it a fee, but I'm pretty sure they pocket it to do a background check. Because there's, excuse me, there's many softwares that will give that information for free. Or there could be websites that do that. I haven't really looked into it because I'm not nosy and I'm not a doxer or anything like that. I'm not vengeful like some of these fucks online and some of these dickheads over in the outside world who just like to make people live harder than they need to be. I mean, life is hard, man. Just fucking live and let live. Let people alone. Let them live the way they want. Why is it bothering you so goddamn much? You know, if they're doing something that pisses you off, why are you even paying attention to it? Let them do what the fuck they want, man. For fuck's sake. If you have nothing better to do than to fucking stalk people that they're doing something that they enjoy doing or whatever the fuck, as long as it's not bothering other people, like making their life hell, why do you care? I don't understand. I never have. I think it's a jealousy thing, perhaps. Maybe they have something that they're doing that you wish you could do but can't, because either lack of money or lack of will or whatever the fuck it may be. I mean, just fucking let people live and let live, for fuck's sake. Like with, anyways, I don't, you know, like I said, I don't care. That's why most of the time I just keep to myself, because what's out there fucking blows dick. I don't like anything out there all that much. It's just people and people. Just no, keep away from me. I don't like people. I don't. There's very minuscule amount of people I talk to or hang out with or whatever, or you know, consolidate with. But other than that, nah. Anyway, so we had to get a storage unit. That wasn't cheap. But we got a one that we could have had a smaller one, but we didn't know. Let's just say when we had all our shit in there, it didn't even fill up half of the fucking thing. So we could have got a smaller one and saved some money. So we were approved. We put down our security deposit, or at least half of it. We paid the other half off with the first month's rent. What we did, though, we did something different with the move. We, like my entertainment center and the big shit, like you see behind me and all that, most of that went on moving day, which we, thank God we had my buddy down the street helped us. I mean, I can't thank him enough. He just went ahead and just got it done, and I helped him the best of my ability. You know, given my fucking back problems, my neck problems, and my everything problems, my fucking bone spur in my left heel, and right heel now, from walking. I try to set a couple times during the week where I walk, and I got these really nice, comfortable shoes. My, who I consider my nephew, he bought me a pair of shoes, and he's like, "I want you to walk a lot." And I'm like, "No problem. I like to walk," because I do. Believe it or not, I do. I enjoy walking, and I also enjoy riding an exercise bike. It kind of helps me clear my head when I feel the walls are closing in on me and shit. But yeah, all that walking has caused me my left spur's not hurting me anymore as bad as it used to, but for some reason my right one is killing me. I have a doctor appointment for the 5th of January to get that looked at. So, you know, I'm old now, so, you know, things are going to fall apart. It's life. And of course, you know, I'm still a big boy. Not as big as I used to be, but I'm still a big boy, so I'm going to have big boy problems. So we got the storage unit, moved that shit over. You know, and my wife, I feel so bad for her because, you know, she was trying to help me, and I told her, I'm like, "Look, sit down, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it." She's like, "Well, that's not fair, you're doing it all yourself." I'm like, "Well, look at your position, you are in no position to help." And sometimes she would just tell me basically to fuck off, and she would fucking do it anyways. And I would, you know, I get to the point where I yell at her. I don't want to yell at her, but I do sometimes when she's doing something that I don't want her to do. I'm like, "No, sit your fucking ass down. Let me take care of it. You don't need to be on that foot. Chill." And she's like, You're my husband, and I allow you to tell me what to do. But this is a case that's between you. It has to do with both of us. I'm not sitting down. I am going to help as much as I can. I said, whatever, fuck it. I don't want to argue. We already got enough going on. I don't need any more stress. So we finally got the shit moved from in there to in there, and then finally to out of there on moving day. Or no, I'm sorry. We got 2 rounds of it on moving day, or should I say moving night. I didn't sleep at all the night before. I was just too nervous about this move, and I had so much shit going on in my head. I just could not function right, but I did the best I could. I was very testy, very angry, but at the same time, I'm surprised everyone was as understanding and patient with me that day, because I was just in a mood where I was just pissed off at every goddamn thing. I guess the fact is, it wasn't the fact that the move, because yeah, it is a lot of hard work, sure. But at the same time, it was just the fact that I gotta leave my friends behind. The people I met there that became my friends over time. That we drank a lot and just hung out, had a good time, and just living the life. Or living the life, or a life, or whatever. And I don't have that anymore. So now I'm back to just me and my wife, and, well, more on that in a minute. So we got moved in here. It took a while to get the shit unpacked too. I mean, I did my room relatively quickly. It still looks like shit. I mean, just look. I'm not a very neat and tidy person. I'm just like, okay, there's a space for it. Fuck it, let's just put it there. I do plan on fixing this up at some point. I just gotta put a plan into my head. I mean, for what it is, for what it's worth. I mean, I got my shit set up here, and I got a bookcase here, and there's some stuff that's just, I'll get it squared away at some point. It's just, I'm exhausted, and I'll explain that part in a minute as well. So as soon as we got settled in, and we finally got out of the old place and all that. First of all, we were gonna take our landlord. His name was Brian. My wife doesn't want me to use his name on the internet because he can get me for slander, or he can get me for slander. Not that he probably knows what this channel is or where it takes, but yeah, Brian, if you're out there, you can suck a fucking dick, and I hope you choke on it, and that cunt wife of yours can do the same. There, that felt good to say. That always feels good to say. Because those 2 people are the biggest pieces of shit, and I wish they had more exposure within the media to get their fucking shit taken away from them, if possible. But then, of course, like someone told me in this park, some guy I talk to once in a while. I think he's a meth head too, because Oklahoma's the 3rd highest meth state in the country, and the law does nothing for it. Yeah, they can't build sidewalks down here. I mean, I'm not gonna ever let that go. There's sidewalks in Tulsa, but not in Oklahoma City. What the fuck? Oh, except in downtown. One of the most simplest inventions they can't build on the fucking streets. They're like, oh, you can walk on the grass, yeah, and that fucks up my bone spurs, you fucking cheap asses. What the fuck's your problem? Oh, a recession-proof state? Yeah, because you refuse to build sidewalks. Fuck you, fucking honky-tonky, shit-kicking, boot-licking horse fuckers. I hate this state. I hate it. I mean, Michigan's bad, sure enough. Oklahoma's shit. I mean, this state is the epitome of shit. I mean, look at the state, for fuck's sake, on the map. It looks like a ragged meat cleaver. Yeah, because it's fucking, they use that to cut off any sense of humanity you have in you. Because there's nothing down here. It's a cluster. Fuck. Hate it down here. I want to leave, but I can't. Ain't nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Everyone is shit no matter where you go. So you just gotta find the shitter that's the most, the one that you can, okay, I'm gonna try to put this in the best perspective that I can. You gotta find the toilet where the shit stinks, but it's not overbearingly in terms of odor. See, I wish I was drunk. I could talk better. I have social anxiety like a motherfucker. Every time the camera's on and I'm not fucking drunk, I talk like I'm fucking just... I can't fucking speak for shit anymore. Then again, I'm stressed out, but that's not an excuse. So, anyways, let's just cut the fucking personal matters out of this conversation and explain why they fucking where we at in present quo. So the first week of September rolls around. I'm still trying to get shit unpacked that's not in here, but in the kitchen and the living room and everything. And well, my wife started getting sick a lot, to where anything she ate, regardless of what it was, she'd throw up. Constantly. She constantly felt sick to her stomach, and it got to the point where she would drink just a little bit of water. Just a little bit. And bleh, she could not keep anything down. Usually that's a sign of I think, kidney failure. Anyways, we went to the hospital. The only thing they found wrong was her sugar, which is not a surprise. My wife was a sugar queen. We'll get on that in a minute. Her sugar was 600. So we spent all day with them injecting her with insulin. Also, her potassium levels and magnesium levels were very, very low. So they gave her some of that as well. So we were in the hospital for about 10 hours. And they sent her home. They're like, well, I gave you some anti-nausea medication and just to, rest up and see what and we'll see what we can do for you. Well, touch base with us if it gets worse or if it continues. The very next day, she fell on the ground. And she was in no way of getting up. I tried my best to lift her up from the ground. We almost got there, and I used all my upper body strength and my legs to get her up on the bed. Couldn't do it. She was like dead weight, and she told me to stop. And I said, well, what do you want to do? Just sit here on the floor and rot? She's like, no, call an ambulance. So I called an ambulance. They came and got her off the floor. And they asked her, I'm like, do you want to go to the ER or whatever? Or do you want to go to an emergency room? And my wife's like, yes. She's like, I'm really, 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 really sick. I can't keep anything down, and I think there's something more wrong with me. I went to the hospital last night with my husband, and, well, they didn't find anything other than my sugar was high. Now, when she came home from the hospital, she was good. She drank nothing but water and didn't eat anything because she couldn't. So she went to the hospital. They won't allow people to ride in the back seat. I don't know if this is nationwide. I'm guessing so, because riding in an ambulance, regardless of the injury involved or the problem that they are experiencing, it's a liability. They can get hurt too. So I had no way of getting up there. I didn't have any money. I mean, we were flat broke. We just paid rent, and we paid some bills and things to move the stuff from our old place to here. We were flat fucking broke. I had no way of getting up there at all. I tried to get a hold of my old friend from the other place I used to live at, and he was busy on a job. His son was in school, so I had no way to get up there for about a week. I kept trying to call there. I tried to get a hold of her room. Her fucking phone in her room was broken. So you can probably imagine how much, like, just fight or flight and anger and just rage and just feeling helpless. That overall feeling of helplessness is one of the worst feelings I think anyone can experience. That's exactly what I was feeling. I felt helpless. I couldn't do anything. I just wanted to know if she was okay. One of the nurses finally, after I called there 7 fucking times, told me of her condition. She's like, we got her sugar down. She's really sick. Her foot with that got amputated is really swollen, and we're taking a look at that to see if there's anything more going on with it. And when I finally got up there, her foot was like this. It looked like a goddamn fucking football. It was huge. And I mean, like, say this is a foot, right? She had like a dome this big on it. And I was trying to get a hold of a doctor. I was there at night, so all the doctors went home, of course. But I finally got up there right before the doctor left, I think 2 days later. And I said, okay, doc, Tell me, what exactly is going on? What is her issue? Well, he's like, sir, there's two things you need to know. One, she has DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. It's where basically your blood becomes like acid and it can kill you without help. They had her sugar under control. It was down to I want to say 160. You know, and for her, that's actually really good compared to the fucking 300-400 that she is when she fucking down Sprites like they're going out of style. She claims that, oh, Sprite keeps my stomach, you know, just excuses. I'm sorry. That make me seem like an awful husband to say that kind of shit, but it's the truth. It's it's an addiction. She's addicted to everything. She has an addictive personality. If she, like lately, she picked up cigarettes again. She don't even vape anymore. And I told her, I'm like, that needs to quit. I refuse to pick up a cigarette. Because I still remember when I was at the bar in my battery of my e-cig. Let's see, which one? This one. This is my Cuboid Mini. It still has a charge on it, honestly. But after you take about 10 hits, the battery goes from high to low. And the battery in this needs to be replaced. And I don't know how to do that. Otherwise, I would. I mean, this is a good box mod. I mean, it's very, very sturdy. I mean, listen to that. It's hard. It's a brick, and it's a good box mod. It's just old. Well, let's say about maybe 6 years old. Maybe even, yeah, about 6 years. You know, this one here was my wife's, but she gave it to me. The tank is mine. It's called the Valarian, and it works really well. And if you want to know what I'm vaping for shit, it's called Rainbow Riot Squad. It's Rainbow Sherbet. Because that's the only ice cream I actually kind of enjoy, and I have it very subtle because it has a lot of sugar in it. But I do like sherbet ice cream once in a while. Sometimes I like to mix it with milk, put it in a blender, make it into a smoothie. I'm not perfect. You know, all of us have our downfalls in terms of our diets. I'm only human. Forgive me. So the doctor says she has DKA, and she's like, but there is something you need to know. There's something going on with this foot. We'll have the test results tomorrow. And he's like, it's not, but if I'm thinking what I think it is, it's not good. I'm like, well, what do you think it is? Well, here's the thing. I can tell you now. All the bones in her foot are completely broken. Every single one of them. I'm like, and I was like, what? I'm like, from what? How? She probably strained it too much. And I'm thinking, the fucking move. God damn. But she has neuropathy. Diabetic neuropathy so bad that she has no feeling in her feet whatsoever. She didn't know. So I'm just like, fuck the move shit. You know, and that's why I told her to not do this shit and push herself, but she didn't want to listen. And it meant out, you also know, especially if you're married or you got a girlfriend or whatever, women don't listen. They think their way is the best way. I swear, women have narcissistic disorders. I swear to fuck. So, she didn't listen to me, and that's what happened. So, I visited her for a little bit. She was completely out of it. They had her doped up on everything. I mean, probably a bunch of opiates and sedatives or whatever. I mean, she was fucking acting all, hi, honey, I love you. How you doing? I couldn't even talk to her. I was like talking to a drunken woman that has her fucking life kicked in her cunt every day in sense of the word. I mean, Jesus Christ. It just sounded like she was kicked in the cunt a bunch of times, and she was drunk off her ass. It happens. To some. But at least that's what it reminded me of. Anywho. So I go home that night, and I talked to her mother-in-law via text. And she told me that she has a friend that was going to take her up there tomorrow, and I asked if I can get a ride. And she's like, well, my friend don't like more than one person in the car, i.e. I don't want to see your ass. It's your fault she's in this predicament. She blames me for it. I didn't put the sugar in her fucking mouth, right? I don't force her to do anything she don't want to do, and I sure as hell feed her with some good nutritious meals that I eat. Which consists of a protein and 2 vegetables. Be it green beans, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, etc. Stuff that makes you feel full of little food as possible. I fed her the same shit as me. And yeah, there were a couple times during the beginning of the month that we did, you know, treat ourselves because we're human. But, you know, beginning of September, we couldn't do that because, well, we were fucking flat broke. So, the mother-in-law goes up there, and she calls me, and it's like, are you sitting down? And I kind of had that sinking feeling you get when you're about to hear something you don't want to hear. Well, she's like, she has an infection in that foot. When the bones broke in her foot, it caused a blood clot. And not only that, there's a gas moving from her legs, and it's going towards her heart. And for them to stop it, they have to amputate the leg from the knee down. I was like, oh, I didn't say it over the phone, but I'm like, oh, fuck. So, I was like, when's surgery? She's like, next Thursday. They're going to have one of the best surgeons to do it for her. So, she's in good hands. I'm like, I see. I'm like, well, I thank you for telling me, and I'll try to get up there as soon as I can, or as much as I can. And what really made me mad is the day of the surgery, I couldn't find a way up there. I mean, I was flat fucking broke. We didn't have any food in the house, but then, thankfully, I had some, you know, friends that are on my Patreon that helped me out, and I really appreciate you guys for watching this video. Without you, I would have been completely fucked. We had no food in the house. I had nothing to get up there with. I tried an Uber, but the guy didn't know what the fuck he was going or where he was going, so I just told him to basically fuck off. And I was nearby a place with Wi-Fi. I had my phone on me because I don't have service on my phone, and I basically just went ahead and called a taxi. And I used some of that money to get a taxi to go see her. Unfortunately, this was the day after the surgery because I was for sure thinking in my head that someone would take me to go see her on the surgery. No, her mom was there. She didn't pick me up because, oh, my friends don't want another person in the car. It's like, you gotta have some fucking nerve to not help her husband out, who takes care of her, does everything for her, and you don't give a jack fucking shit about it. You don't give a flying fuck about that. Like you're some fucking prize. You let a fucking abusable husband beat the shit out of her when she was a kid. Yeah, you're a fucking prize winner, and you kept that cunt around for the kids. Well, the best thing that would have been done for you, you stupid cunt, was to fucking cut him away from the kids and raise them on your own. Be a mom. Oh, you're not a mom? You should have kept your fucking legs closed, you stupid bitch. Fuck you, Marilyn. And both of them had animosity towards her like a motherfucker. They only contact her for help, because sometimes she is willing to help. I'll give her that. But they both had animosity towards her. Both of her kids. And I can't blame them one fucking bit. Same reason I have animosity towards my fucking mother. Because all she likes to do is try to control people. She tries to control me with her fucking religion. Take it, shove it up your ass. So, she had surgery. Once again, she's out of it. She tells me after the fact, I'm like, she couldn't even remember she don't remember going to the surgical room. She don't remember getting her, you know, obviously when you're on propofol, you know, because I had a colonoscopy when I was having major problems in digestive, which I still have problems with. You know, when you're on propofol, you're out, you're done. That stuff's nice. I wish I had something to take at home so I can sleep. Because I can't sleep hardly anymore, insomnia, because all the stress and fucking shit going on in my head that I can't control. Anywho, and I've tried everything. I tried melatonin. Melatonin gives me panic attacks now. What was that stuff that my doctor gave me? Visceral. Yeah, it gives me like creepy crawly feelings. It feels like I got spiders crawling up and down my arms. Not like spiders, that's fine. But if you ever had one crawl on your arm at high speed, that doesn't feel very good. And you get them in your legs, too. It feels like a bunch of ants and spiders and centipedes are just crawling up and down your fucking leg. Eventually, though, when that starts to subside, you conk out. You're just... And when you wake up, you can breathe. You can probably hear I'm congested right now because I'm getting sick. That's because of the stress. My body's starting to break down. Come on. Clear up so I can talk. Thank you. So she had her surgery. And then she went to rehab, and well, then we had a friend that that basically broke up with my buddy in the old place. She considered herself a friend of Michelle, and I had no problem with her at the time. More on that in a little while. Like I said, this is going to be a long video, so it's already going on 40 minutes, but this is basically just an end cap on what of the current status quo and why this year can go fuck its mother. So, you know, she was great. My wife let her borrow the car, and she used to pick me up from here and take me to the hospital every single day. And when she was lucid enough, you know, she was able to talk to me. We got to spend time together, hold hands, talk, kiss, etc. And she'd, of course, make me a list of things she needs from here. Bunch of clothes. Her mom gave her some money, so I was able to get her some, you know, some snacks that she can have. She's a real big fan of those string cheeses. Yeah, I have to not eat as much cheese. Cheese and rice, both of those, I can't eat anymore because they stuff me up. But I still, once in a while, have me some rice. I had rice, matter of fact, the other night when I was drunk and got done streaming. I had beef and broccoli and rice. I bought, I can't remember the name of the brand. It starts with a K. It was at Walmart and it was on sale for $4 a bag. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I love meat. I love beef and rice. If I can make beef and broccoli at home, I don't know what they use for sauce. Anyone wants to tell me, please feel free. Because I'd be willing to make that at home. I love beef and broccoli. I could live off that. And maybe a little bit of rice. I had jasmine rice because that's sushi rice. And I love sushi, so. There's pretty much anything in the world of around with food that I won't eat. I mean, I don't like sweets, like donuts. I mentioned that a long time ago in that vlog, you guys probably remember. I don't like donuts. I don't like cake. I don't like pie. I'll have them once in a great while. I'm talking once in a blue moon. Like the last time I had a cake was on my birthday. I bought me one of those little small Pepperidge Farm German chocolate cakes. I had a piece a day for 4 days. You know, I'm not a glutton like everyone else makes me out to be. But you can believe what you want. You are you, and you have your opinions of me. So take it as you will. So she was in rehab, and this friend was taking us, or taking me there and helping me out. She's always like, "Hey, if you need me, just give me a message. I'll take you where you need to go." And it was at that moment that I actually felt a little lighter. You know, I had someone that was willing to help me out in any way that she could. But that wasn't to last. You see, in the last 2 weeks of Michelle's rehab, she started getting flaky. Like, Michelle needed me to bring some more underwear. Because unfortunately, when you're living, I'm not living, but when you're, you know, when you're not at home where you have all your stuff, and you need stuff brought to you when you're somewhere else, you know, you would like to have it as soon as possible. Well, she kept giving excuses to both me and my wife why she couldn't come and pick me up. I have to go get my kids. I have to do this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Just excuses upon excuses. And my wife was calling me in hysterics. She's like, I need some underwear. I soiled myself. And, you know, I felt so bad for her. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like to lose a limb or part of a limb and not being able to use the restroom. Or not being able to use, you know, the facilities like we would normally. And I felt bad for her. I told her, I'm like, what do you want me to do, sweetheart? I want to get up there. I want to get you some underwear. I want to help, you know, get you cleaned up and everything. I can't, though. I'm here. And I don't have anywhere to get there. I mean, I'll try to get a hold of somebody. And then finally I did. I told my buddy down the street, my buddy Rob, that used to live at our old place. I'm like, listen, Rob, I don't mean to bother you. I know you're busy. I know you're probably working on getting drunk and all that. Or you're about to do whatever it is that you're going to do your evening. But is there any way that you or Mackay, which is his son, can one of you guys take me to Michelle so I can get her some underwear? He's like, well, I'm a little busy right now, but I could probably send Mackay here in a little bit. And I was like, dude, if you could, I would appreciate it. I'll give you gas money or whatever. He's like, yeah, that's fine. I'll send him that way in a little while. He's helping me with the job right now, but I'll have him text you and let him know when he's on his, and so he'll let you know when he's on his way. And I'm like, oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. So he came here, and I forked over $10 for gas. That's all I had to my name. Yeah, so I paid him gas money. And he took me to Michelle. I gave her some underwear, and she was just in tears. She just felt helpless, and I felt bad for her, because you don't want to see someone you care about in that much distress. And, well, so I did that for her. And the next day, you know, her friend, Vanessa, picked me up, and I told her a few things or two. I said, listen, I'm like, I know you got children, I know you got things to do, but when you tell myself or my wife that you're willing to help us out in this problem, we need you kind of punctual, and we need you to do it. I had to contact Rob to get me a ride up here. She's like, you talked to him? Oh my God. So that was her ex-boyfriend at the time. And, well, you know, it just caused a whole lot of drama. But it finally subsided after a couple days. I just said, you know what, right now, Michelle's my main concern. She's my focus. I'm going to let it go. And if Michelle wants to fucking keep it going, that's entirely on her. So, after, I think a week after this happened, my wife was discharged from the hospital to come home. Now, unfortunately, I got the kitchen done, but the living room was a complete disaster. The thing is my wife is very iffy about her stuff. It's either she wants it thrown out, or put in a spot, or there's some things she has sentimental value with that she wants to keep. Completely understand that. I'm the same way with my things. I refuse to give any of this up unless I'm about to die. You know, if I ever get terminally ill, or, you know, I'm getting, like, old, like in my 60s, and I'm still alive for whatever reason, I'll probably end up selling some of my shit off, if not all of it. If I last that long. But if I die prematurely, I'll make sure there's a document, like a will or something, to make sure that the right people get some of the stuff that I promised them during conversations of when you're talking about your mortality. You know, because you never know when you're going to go. So there's that. So, you know, she has some mental value with her shit. So I went ahead and I cleared her spots so she can get to her bed. Unfortunately, the hallway is too thin. She couldn't make it to the bathroom to use the bathroom, so we got her a commode to use, and she used that to go to the restroom, and everything seemed okay. But we had to get this front room situation taken care of. I wanted to let her rest. And then finally, Vanessa and my wife talk, because she had no place to go, and she didn't want to live with her mom because her dad's a piece of prick. Understandable. Understand completely. So, my wife and I let her stay here, but she had to be Michelle's caregiver, and she accepted. That was probably the biggest fucking mistake in my entire life when it comes to letting... Because here's the thing. She didn't have a job. She didn't have money. And I don't like really having someone live with you unless they're going to contribute to the household. Because for, you know, my wife and I, we were, you know, we paid for our shit. You know, get our stuff taken care of. You know, and she would, you know, of course, use our resources and things of that, and that's fine. Like I said, we wouldn't want much. Like $50 every couple weeks would be fine enough. $100 a month, that would have been fine. I would have been fine with that, because that would have helped pay the electric bill, and maybe throw a little bit of food on the table. You know, little small things like ramen noodles and bread and whatnot, just things to survive on. So, you know, it was fine for a while. In the very beginning, she was very attentive. She helped with the front room situation. That was all fucked. She got my wife's pills for her when she needed them. She would go get things that my wife needed from places and whatnot. I mean, and, you know, I would go with her, of course. So she would just drive up there, and I'd run in there and get the stuff. So we were a team. Her and I were taking care of the missus, because, you know, she needed the help. But then the shit fucking hit the fan. I know, and if y'all are still here, you know, say boogers. There we go. That way I know you watched the whole video. Say boogers, or say, I don't know, rat shit. Say what you want. I don't really care. So if you watch this, because this is, like I said, this is a long-ass video, but this is just a recap of this fucking shit of a year. So I'll finish the story, and then I'll wrap things up. She put her profile on that Facebook dating app thing or whatever. Now, I never knew this existed, but who cares? but some people might. I will give her a little credit. At least she has some standards. She had a bunch of darkies message her. And she had to change her profile from no darkies or something like that. And I said, be careful how you word that. It's gonna, because you'll get in trouble with Facebook if you say the N-word. If you say nigger on Facebook, you get banned. It's fucking stupid. It's a fucking word in English language. Go fuck yourself if you get offended. I've been called a cracker so many times, it doesn't even faze me anymore. Anyway, so she had to change that. But anyways, that's besides the point. Point is, because she had a lot of darkies message her, and she doesn't like the dark meat. So, well, she's chubby and blonde, and she is attractive, but golden rule, men, don't stick your dick in crazy. Yeah, so if you stick your dick in crazy, you're going into a lot of world of hurt and pain and suffering. She'll go to your job, try to get you fired. She'll slash your tires. She'll do all sorts of crazy shit. You don't stick your dick crazy, but I will admit, a lot of the crazies definitely know how to suck a dick, ride a dick, and sometimes let you stick it in the pooper. And remember, the golden rule. A woman that lets you stick it into the pooper is a keeper, because that means she's not afraid to try new things. And she's not one of those. So, that being said, because we've talked, I'm not innocent. I mean, in terms of, I never touched her, but we've talked about sex stuff. Anywho, or sex things. Anyway, so yeah, you want to stay away from crazy for the majority of the part. Now, if you meet a nice, clean girl that's, you know, prim and proper on the inside, but is a demon in the sack, that's also one you may want to consider to keep in your life there. If she's great to you outside of the bed and it, like, you know, treats you like a human being and not a piece of shit, but then in the bed she treats you like a king, keep that. Make sure she cooks too. That'd be great. That's just my you know, take on that. But anyways, let's move forward. So she meets this one guy. His name was Nick, and you know, they hung out and went on a little bit of a date, and well, she didn't really find him all that attractive, like in person, and I guess the photo looked better, I guess, or she was just trying, you know, just trying to test the waters again after being separated. And Nick was, well, let's just put it this way. He lived in a house filled with homos, and he was the only straight guy there. So I can imagine how much that would just drive me fucking crazy, because I know how gay men are. They're very cleanliness and just prim and proper. Oh my, it just makes my fucking head hurt. Okay, let's just put that on the table. They make my head hurt. It's just their logic and whatever, though. Whatever. I don't have to hang out with them. I don't have to see them, so it doesn't affect me at all. Fuck them. Have fun. Whatever. Enjoy sucking dick and taking up your poop chute. I don't care. Whatever does it for you. But men are ugly as fuck, so I don't understand how you can do that and actually bust a nut. I'd puke. So, anyway, she goes on a date, and this is where everything just went south. Okay? Because instead of being here and being obligated to take care of my wife as she promised, I mean, I was taking care of her too, but I was now solo on it. And there are some things I just couldn't do, because I'll be honest, I don't have my license. I never was licensed to drive. I do have my learner's permit still. And the reason is, I don't know how to drive very well. I'm learning now. I've been learning a lot. There are times I did drive long places and things, but I'm not licensed. So, that's a problem. Or can be a problem, especially if I get pulled over. So, you know, I had to walk places, like to get her medications. It's 3 miles away. I would have to walk there and back 6 miles. Good for my health, awful on my fucking legs and shit, because it's tiring. It's very exhausting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like walking. Walking's great. Walking's great for you, too. It's just that, well, you know, being a big guy, it can be difficult. I mean, yeah, you can take a few ibuprofens and you feel okay. You know, or at least well enough to where you're not in such pain that you want to scream and claw the walls in pain. You know, so that's something, I guess. But I would go walk 3 miles there, 3 miles back, excuse me, and get her medications and all that. Even though she promised my wife in the text message, she's like, oh, I'm just getting up, I'm going to have some breakfast with my friends, and then I'll go and get your medications. I go up there, and they're still there. So I picked up the medications and took it back. She didn't even apologize when she came back. When she came back, she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad he was able to get them for you." And then she met an old flame of hers, or someone that she always had the hots for, but he has a narcissistic girlfriend that beats him. Anyways, his name is Ashley, and, well, we're almost at the end of the story. Or this part of the story, anyway. So, there was this one night where she went to Ashley's, and she, basically said she was going to stay the night there, and my wife's like, well, fine, whatever. Because anything I say, you're not going to listen to anyway. So, turns out she wasn't at Ashley's. She was at her ex-boyfriend Rob's. And the reason why we kept her here in the first place is because Rob kicked her out. They got into a physical altercation, and we were trying to help her out. She lived here rent-free, whatever. And she helped. And she did help us in the beginning, but now she was starting to slip up because she was like, oh, I'm going to go to the casino. I'm going to do this. I mean, the thing is, and she claims she's still in love with Rob. I think that's a total load of shit because she's in love with what Rob can do for her. She's not in love with him. She's in love with what he is able to do for her. Because the man works his fucking ass off. I have a high respect for Rob. Because he works his fucking ass off and he doesn't care how bad or how shitty the job is. He goes and does it. He has, you know, that good alpha instinct and mentality and strength. He just gets the shit done and moves forward. You know, a lot of people don't do that. Some of them complain or say, oh, well, that looks too hard for me. I don't have the funds to replace that. No, he'll even take money out of his own pocket, get the parts and put it on the car. And he won't even charge the person for it. I think he's a little bit of a welcome mat. People will take advantage of that, but I'm not one to jeopardize or dictate his business. He runs it the way he wants. He's a freelance mechanic, and he does a damn good job. And he's learning as he goes. He's not in any way certified. He just learns as he goes. And he picks it up and does it. I mean, that's his calling. Some people find it. Some people don't. So, I think she just loves him for what he's able to do. Because she don't want to fucking take any kind of amount of responsibility for her own fucking self. And, I mean, she came in as this, you know, angel that was willing to help and being friendly and all that, to a fucking narcissistic, selfish, self-righteous bitch that I wish would drive off a cliff somewhere and took advantage of us. She took our car all the time, and I even told Michelle, I'm like, we got to tell her no. And we have a few times, and then she get all pissy to sit there and play on her phone with this fucking look on her face, like, oh, I'm being punished, like, you know, one of those little prissy fucking stuck-up rich bitches. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, she was with Rob. She lied to us. And we always told her, and we've told her through stories of our own, we don't tolerate liars or thieves. Now, granted, she never stole from us necessarily, but she did take advantage of us with the car and our resources. And she never really, at least that I can recall, she never, like, replaced them or paid back us for it. The only thing she would do once in a while is put gas in the car. Yeah, for her. You know, we didn't go anywhere. She would get gas for her car, the car, so she can go out and get her fucking pussy slammed by some dick somewhere. At least that's my fucking, that's my guess. So she lied to us, and we gave her a talking to and scolded her, and we wanted the keys back and all that. Anyways, there's this one night after that, 2 nights after this, she had some clothes with her, and she's like, I need to go to my friend's to wash some clothes. And we were like, well, that's perfectly, we don't have a washer and dryer right now. Lately, I've been, my brother-in-law, you know, bless his heart, he's been, and I mean that respectfully, not in the southern way of saying, well, fuck that piece of shit. Because it's used in 2 ways. When they say bless your heart down here, it's either they're saying it out of respect or saying it out of as an insult. I'm learning that currently because I don't live in the South predominantly. I'm a Yankee by definition. So she left for there, and she dropped her dog on us. Now, my wife and I are animal lovers. We love animals, but here's the thing. She basically didn't drop the dog off for her to wash clothes. No, that was one of the things she probably planned on doing. The second thing was going to the casino. Because the dog was severely sick, and we were trying our very best to nurse it, and it was just doing really, really bad. She was doing awful. She was puking, and she was pooping all over the house. I had to clean it up, and that was a pain in the dick, but, you know, that's what animals are about. But she was sick. And the reason why she was sick is because she is so emotionally attached to her mom, Vanessa, that she was just not comfortable with me and the wife, and that's fine. She doesn't know us that well, so she knew me all right. I mean, she'd come in here and spend time with me. I'd hold her and pet her and everything, but she would eventually get to a point where she would shake, so not to stress her out, I'd put her down, and she'd go about her way. But at the same time, she was always sick. She was severely sick, so my wife was texting her and trying to get a hold of her and saying, look, your dog is sick. You need to come get your dog. So you might need to go to an ER or something. And she was like, oh, I'll be there. We're at the casino right now, and they drove me here. And Michelle's like, I thought you were going to your friends to wash clothes. Oh, she's going to wash them for me. She said to go out and have a good time. She's a kind of bitch. You know what Vanessa reminds me of? Of a 16-year-old bitch with daddy issues, plays the victim card to get her way, and is lazy. She has no responsibility for herself or anybody. And we were at a point where we just had it. So we just basically let Rob know what was going on. Because after that, she was like, oh, well, first of all, she lies to my wife saying, well, I'm going to grab everybody and we're going to go home and then I'm going to come and get the dog, yada, yada, yada. She never showed up. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning and my wife just had enough. Now, at this time, though, I was basically going to sleep, or I was going to try to get some sleep because I was just stressed out and fritzed. And you know where you just get so stressed out that you just can't take any more input? You just have to lay down and try to maybe get some sleep or find a way to relax. Well, I was in one of those states of mind. So, make a long story fucking short, the bitch was at Ashley's house, so Michelle's like, you know, fuck this. She got a hold of Rob and said, hey, Rob's shacking up with some dude, and now he didn't know this. He did not know this, but we said, fuck it. So he came here, grabbed all her shit, and after that, I don't know what happened to it. I just know he grabbed it. And I'll touch base on that in a little bit. So I'm just trying to. I don't mean to like just be all over the place on this because I'm trying to get the story straight so you guys know. So he came here, grabbed her shit. I don't know what he did with it after that. I sincerely don't. It wasn't at his place. I don't know where it was. But he took it, and then my wife and I did some research to find where this Joker Ashley is, and we found it first search query right there in black and white. So we clicked it and gave us an address, and we went there. Now, I don't believe in doxing. I don't believe in doing this, but we need to get her out of our fucking house. We were done. I'm talking D-O-fucking-N-E. We were completely done. And I knocked on the door, and Ashley's sister answers. She's like, who are you? Can I help you? I'm like, yes, that's my car in the driveway. She's supposed to be home getting her damn dog. She has not. I want my fucking keys back. That's my car in the driveway. It's technically my wife's, but we share everything. So she's like, okay, wait 1 minute. I said, thank you, ma'am. I was nice to her because I have nothing against her. I was pissed at... I had daggers in my eyes for Vanessa, though. I could see why Rob beats her once in a while. She's a piece of garbage and just fucking does things that just test the patience of a man. So we got the keys back, and I told her, thank you. I am sorry to have bothered you. I hope you have a pleasant rest of your day. And she's like, thank you. And I said, thank you. So we got our car back, took it home. I wrote her a nice long message. Matter of fact, if you guys don't mind, like I said, this video is longer than it needs to be, but I like to share things with people. I'll send you the message. I'll show you the message I sent to her. Give me 1 minute. Anyways, I probably should have mentioned this way earlier in the video. I hope you guys had a kick-ass holiday. For realsies. Like I said, I had a pretty shitty Christmas. I'm not going to lie. I had a pretty bad Christmas at the beginning, but it got better, and I'll explain that at the end of this video. Alright, let me get that message. Let me get it copied. I'll post it on the screen, and I'll recite it for y'all. Like I said, you all know that my videos on this channel are just done on a whim. I don't, like, plan them or anything because I'm raw and uncut, and call it lazy, call it whatever. But this is like if I'm talking to some friends. I'm basically doing that same thing. Alright, let me get that saved on my desktop. I'll post it on screen, and I'll read you what I said. This is what this is what I had to say. Now, my wife sent a different message. I don't have that on me, but I can show you the one I sent her. because I had enough at this point. And then we're going to get to an after that. And another interesting aspect that happened on that same night. Now, this was like 5 in the morning. Let's see. There we go. Image. I know this is boring as fuck, but whatever. Like I said, I don't care. Like I said, I just use this. I just make once in a while videos on this thing. Here we go. This is my message to her before blocking her. I'm tired of being taken advantage of and disrespect you have shown my wife. You're not her boss and have no right to dictate her life because she did. She would tell her, oh, you don't need to be taking those medications. You don't need to be doing this and that. Like she fucking has her body, right? Anyways, you have no right to dictate her life and what she does. You have absolutely no handle on your life. So you are in no position to help, quote unquote, in any way. You complain constantly about doing things for her and argue with her over petty shit. And she would. Over the littlest things, she'd get in arguments with her about. Now, I stayed out of it because it's none of my business. I usually stay out of it because if I get involved, it gets ugly pretty fucking quick. I will take it from here. She's had enough. I've had enough. What I should have just says, we've had enough. But I wasn't thinking at the moment, so... She had enough, I had enough. It's over. You live like a 16-year-old girl with no responsibility for yourself or the animals in your possession. You have so many friends now, have them help you. We refuse to aid you in any way from this day forward. Good luck to you. Goodbye. So I sent that to her. Block. Michelle sent her message. Block. She comes over about 3 hours later and is in the fucking most... Oh, if you guys have ever dealt with a ratchet woman, you know exactly where this is going. She was running up and down the halls going, where's my shit? Where's my stuff? I said, Rob took it. Because he did. I don't know what he did with it. Because, well, it got to the point where, well, let's just put it this way. Vanessa was trying to get physical with Michelle, and I pushed her off. And I said, you fucking hit her, you're dead. I was honest. I was literally going to do something that was going to put me in jail and probably get me the death penalty. I said, you fucking back off or you're going to get hurt. You know, and then she pushed me a little bit, and I pushed her against the wall. I'm like, do something! And she's like, fuck you, fat, ugly motherfucker. And I said, fuck you, stupid bimbo fucking nigger bitch. You fucking ratchet hoe. And she's like, 911, motherfucker, 911. I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to get them out of here. I'm going to get you for fucking breaking and entering. She used a knife to jimmy our lock on our door. That's breaking and entering. And she also is trespassing now because we don't want her in our home. So, called the police. They came. Now, unfortunately, though, things were not looking good in our favor at first. Because she claimed to be a resident because she didn't claim to have mail come in here. She did, quote-unquote. Not anymore. So, by law, yes, she was a resident. However, there's a loophole around it. You can get a hold of the landlord of the president. And if this person is giving you and your person grief and you want her out, she can actually get her removed for trespassing because she don't want her on her property for causing problems against her tenants. That's the way around it. How do I know this? I talked to a lawyer. Before she left, she's like, you two are the worst fucking people that ever walked the face of the earth. I'm like, yeah, that's why you lived here rent-free, bitch. And we gave you a place to stay so you wouldn't get smacked up by your ex-boyfriend. So what the fuck you on about? Shut up. And the cop basically told me to calm down or he'd have to take me in for being out of control because I was in full demonius mode. And... you know, she was all like, I want my stuff. Why does everyone side with... And then she started doing that victim card shit. And eventually, you know, the cop was basically saying that, you know, we would have to evict her and all that. And I said, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm like, I'll pack some shit and I'll leave right now. I don't care where I go. I can't live with her. And it sucks that you guys have laws in the place, you fucking shit-licking fucking... I went off on the cop. I basically said their fucking state is ass backwards. I mean, it could be like this in other states. I don't know. You know, if that's the case, then I'm ignorant. Okay, full blown ignorant. I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit for that. And, you know, I was like, it's so fucking... You don't want a person in your house. She's causing trouble, obviously. She's causing distress to my wife, who has a half a fucking leg, and she has one leg left, and then me with anxiety and depression disorders and PTSD. This is all fucking with me right now, and you're just gonna let her live with us? Well, guess what, motherfucker? When you're gone, we're gonna make her life a living hell here within legal standing. We're gonna bring her ex over here. We're gonna bring someone that hates her over here, and then we're gonna have them stay. So she'll have no choice but to leave. So go ahead and leave, officer. We'll take care of it from here. But eventually the cop understood what we had planned and basically said to her, these people obviously don't want you here. Leaving here would just be totally awkward for you. Let's just... Do you have somebody you can call? And then they got her off the property, and I was like, thank you, God. I want nothing to do with that woman anymore. And I tell you what, right now, Rob is still spending time with that bitch. So, Rob, if you hear this video, have fun with that, dude. Seriously, you got problems, too. And if you're going to fucking be with that bitch, then you got more problems than I'm able to help you with. Don't contact me if you get back with Vanessa. We're done. Because I don't want to see that bitch's face for as long as I shall live. So now we leave up to Dow. Well, to be fair, life has been fairly peaceful for the wife and I. There's a lot of things that have to be done. Like, next month is going to be stressful and strenuous because, well, she's going to get her leg shaped for her prosthetic. And she's going to have to learn to walk again. She'll probably be able to drive again and all that. She's going to have to relearn everything. And as for me, well, I'm going to try to get licensed. I'm going to continue on my weight problem and move forward. But her and I made a pact. We will not help anybody ever again, because we helped her and we wanted to help, but she took advantage of us, took advantage of our car, took advantage of us as people. We're not doing that anymore. I want nothing to do with her. I don't want to speak to her ever again, because she's an awful person and she needs to reevaluate her life as a human being. And she is one of the very prime reasons why I am a misogynist. So, that being said, with Christmas, I'll make this quick. Like I said, this is just a 2019 recap, so... Well, it turned out Christmas was going to be shitty because I had nowhere to go. We're broke. Flat fucking broke. We had to take care of some issues and whatnot. But, make a long story short, because this is going on way too long. Well, we went over to my buddy's house, or Michelle's buddy's house. He's my buddy too. Might as well consider him that, because he's been awesome to us these past few years, but sending us Steam games as Christmas gifts. But this year was different. He invited us over for dinner. I had to drive way out to fucking Yukon. Oh, it's a long drive from here, but anyways, that's besides the point. He gave me a couple gifts, and he also gave me some money so I could get drunk on New Year's, so that's nice. But he gave me a couple gifts that are really awesome, and I've used them both, and they're fantastic. One, he gave me an 8-bit Do, an SN30, which I use on my streams now, and I use when I'm playing games on my computer, because it has direct input, X input, Mac OS, which I don't use, of course, and of course Switch. And I got a Switch, you know, right here. So yeah, it's useful for that. But also, if I don't want to use the Joy-Cons and use that, I have this little guy. It's a iPega PG9883, and it's cool. You can stretch it out to whatever, and then put it in place, and then click it, and then pair it with whatever, and well, play games. That was cool. He gave me, like I said, a few bucks to get some beer for New Year's, and I was really grateful. I mean, I actually broke in tears because I was just... It's been so hard this year, guys. This year has probably been one of my biggest trial and tribulation I think I've had in a very long time. It hasn't been this hard since I think when I got married, all the way until we were able to leave. It was a very shitty year this year, and I sincerely hope next year this whatever hex is following my head and my wife's head, or the heads of those who have suffered this year with a lot of losses and griefs and stress, I hope next year will give us all a break. Can't say for sure, but getting kicked out, having shit happen to my wife, dealing with this fucking bitch tits that I had to deal with, that cunt. I don't want to deal with anything like that anymore. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm very fucking mentally tired. I'm to the point where I just want to snap. But I got to try to remain vigilant. I got to try to remain strong. I guess I got some chamomile tea, so I'll probably make some of that in a little bit to calm my ass down. But, yeah, Christmas was averted. It turned out to be an awesome Christmas. I had a great time with my friends and my wife and all that, and had some good dinner. New Year's is gonna be fun. I'm gonna buy a shit ton of drinky poos and probably stream some Atari on my Let's Play channel. So play some Atari, get drunk, just goof off and have a good time. Bring in the year in some fun. Don't play anything that's gonna stress me out or piss me off or whatever. Because I just finished Demon's Crest on that channel, and God, that game pissed me off. And then I played 2 games after that, and I was just at that point I was drunk and my attention span was completely gone, and I fucked off on both of those games. So I'm going to have to redo those. But, most of you don't care about retro games, and that's fine. You're entitled to what you believe in. That being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. But I hope you all have a good rest of your 2019. I hope 2020 brings us something great to look forward to. And we'll just have to see what goes on from there. But I hope you all are okay. Hope everything's good. Hope your family's in good health and good standings. And I hope you didn't have to deal with any shit that I had to deal with this year. Because, my God... never again. This is why I don't like people. This is why I am a misanthrope. I have the handful of people online that I talk to, and then of course there's people I do connect with, and then we have a good time. But it's like, I have such trust issues with people because of shit like this. And it's like, you want to be a good person. You want to help out. You want to do, good just to be good, because life is hard. I've mentioned that so many times. Life is bullshit hard. But, we have to make what we can with it with what we got and what we can do. So with that being said, I'm Demonius X. Have a great rest of your 2019. Happy New Year's. Happy belated Christmas. Merry belated Christmas. If you don't like the word Christmas, if it offends you, suck on this. When you get to the elbow, the ride's over, and hopefully you'll choke to death by the time you get there. With that being said, you take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon.